I'm about to meet a couple who bought their current house 10 years ago, but now with 2 children, the struggle for space is on. So they've thought up a brave solution to turn their house into a real family home. In this series, we'll show how a group of innovative homeowners are pushing their houses to the limit by tunnelling underground.
Oh, wow.
And building upwards into the sky.
I just can't believe that they can do all this to a house and it actually not fall down.
But major building work like this rarely goes without a hitch.
There's enormous cracks now appearing in my main supporting wall.
And after years in the making, will it be everything they dreamed of?
It's definitely worth all the time and money that we've spent.
I feel really proud this is my home. I can't wait to show everybody.
South of Manchester is the upmarket leafy suburb of Altrincham in Cheshire. It's home to IT consultants Sarah and Simon. When they first bought their house over 10 years ago, it seemed impossibly large. But that was before the arrival of their 2 children, Hannah and Thomas. With a fantastic garden for their kids to play in, they now want to convert their damp and dingy basement into the ultimate children's playroom.
We wanted to move the kids' playroom downstairs to give them a bit more independence and to create a bit more of a den area.
Used to juggling work and children, Sarah's got everything mapped out in her head.
Create some cupboard areas so that we can put all their games and toys in. Cushion on the back, and the kids can sit there and watch the television. I would say I'm project managing it.
Sarah's in charge of this one.
And while Sarah's made sure that the kids have got plenty to look forward to, Simon's got his own plans for the basement.
This, I think, is going to be my room.
No.
Being mad keen on cycling, he's got visions of his own gym kitted out with a bike simulator to make him feel like he's racing against his cycling heroes.
Oh, my bike trainer, the one that I haven't bought yet.
Okay. So you can put the telly on the wall?
Yeah. So I can then pretend that I'm in the Tour de France.
Yes. It's all you ever will be doing, pretending.
Oh, thanks.
We're both looking forward to just being able to show our friends and family the complete product.
Me pretending I'm Lance Armstrong on my turbo trainer, that'd be fantastic.
Already, though, they've been forced to compromise. To save money, they've opted to convert just half their cellar at the front of the house, which has created a few problems.
First, I was a little worried that there wouldn't be enough light down there, natural light. But at the moment, the biggest problem we have is the head height getting down the stairs.
I'm not relatively tall myself, but for most people, you have to stoop your head when you come down. So giving the height is going to be so important.
While Sarah and Simon's conversion is all about creating some exciting new space for the whole family, there's definitely a couple of question marks hanging over their project. So I want to find out a little bit more about their plans.
Hello, Johnny.
How you doing, Sarah? Thanks very much. When they bought their house, they paid just over £300,000 for it, and it's been the best investment of their lives as prices have skyrocketed and it's more than doubled in value. Now, you're trying to bring your house onto the next phase.
Yes, that's
right.
One option would obviously be to move house. Why haven't you gone down that road?
The cost of moving is so excessive, and all we really needed was one extra room.
Did you ever estimate how much you'd be paying in moving costs to find that house in this area with the one extra room?
Yeah, we did some sums.
Probably about £50,000.
At least £50,000, yeah, which is ridiculous.
And how much are you spending on this project?
50,000 is the budget.
Yeah.
Kind of a no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer, that's right.
So what they're doing makes complete sense. But I wanted to know why they're converting the basement at the front of the house rather than at the back. One idea must have been, when you've got such a high level of house here,
Yes.
was to dig out here. Yay or no?
I'll let Simon tell you all about that.
It was, and that's what I wanted to do. The problem that we have at the back of the house is that we would need to underpin it.
So how much extra would that cost have been?
When I spoke to the builder, he estimated it would be double the build cost he'd quoted just to underpin.
Underpinning is a process that enables you to build a new wall underneath your existing foundations so that you can dig down and create extra height in your basement. By not doing this, they've saved money, but will be compromising on space. It must have been a quandary for you, because
Very much so.
you look at it and it shouts out at you, doesn't it? I mean, that would be almost a lower ground floor. It shouts out at you to do that.
We had some architect plans drawn up as well.
did you?
That,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
With doors opening out onto the back garden from the
And it would have had
cellar.
a...
It was
brilliant.
You must have been severely tempted.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
You
And I think
were.
if we desperately needed the space, then we would have done that.
Well, I can see their dilemma, but there's still lots to look forward to. Who's the most excited out of the whole family? You, for your cycling and your gym?
He's looking
or the
forward to that.
Or the kids for their den?
Or me for the utility.
Oh, right, there you go, we're all
No,
winners.
it's not me.
I wouldn't be so old-fashioned as to suggest that.
I think it's the kids, probably.
Let's wait and see
Yep.
how the finished product will look.
Yes.
And keep our fingers crossed, shall we?
On toes.
And toes. You are worried. Sarah and Simon have got a budget of £50,000 for their entire project. £35,000 will be spent on the building costs and £15,000 on decorating, fixtures and fittings. They plan to dig down and refurbish their basement, and at the end of 8 weeks, they hope to have a big playroom for the children, a gym for Simon and a utility room. They also plan to open up the hallway between the ground floor and their basement to make it feel like a real part of their house rather than a forgotten cellar. Now, when Simon and Sarah told me they wanted to convert their basement, I thought they might be missing a trick by not using the rear of their property. But by converting the front of the house, they're utilising that existing basement space. So they're making a huge cost saving, which makes perfect financial sense. Now, they have, however, given themselves a fairly limited timescale and a pretty modest budget. So it will be interesting to see how they get on. To convert their basement, Sarah and Simon have chosen Altrincham Basement and Cellar Conversions, a family-run business headed up by Bobby Durkin. He's been working in the local area for the last 20 years, and relying on recommendations for most of his business, he knows the importance of being able to deliver on what he's promised.
The biggest challenge towards this job will be to fulfil their expectations of what we're going to do and to make sure the job gets completed on time and hopefully get another recommendation.
One of Sarah and Simon's main concerns is head height, and as they've decided not to underpin, they can only dig down to a limited depth. Bobby knows that every inch of space he can claw back will make a big difference.
Whether you gain 2, 3, 4 inches, it's very, very important in the cellar because, as you can see, you're very limited to additional head height. So every little bit will count.
To add to the problem, though, once all the old earth and rubble have been removed, they'll have to put down a new concrete floor, a waterproof membrane, insulation and moisture-resistant hardboard. All this will make the new playroom a lot smaller. And they won't get the same space they're used to enjoying upstairs. For now, though, the family's just trying to adapt to life above a building site.
We don't have any heating or hot water at the moment. And it's a bit like a bomb site, but progress is good.
Sarah and Simon's build is now well underway, but with a schedule that leaves no room for error and just 5 weeks left to go, I'm here to see how they're getting on. So, the big project's all underway.
Yes, that's right. There's no stairs at the moment, so this is the only access in.
One of the first things I've noticed is that there used to be 3 windows at the front of the house. Reclaiming these could be a great way of getting more light into their basement. Well, I've had more glamorous entrances. What's going on here? Because all the other bay windows and cellars on the street, I noticed they've got full bays here, haven't they?
Yeah, unfortunately, there must have been some movement in this property many, many years ago before we moved in.
Right.
So they had to brick it all up. Bit of a shame. There's not enough strength in the pillars to support the rest of the house. So.
I suppose they start taking those bricks out, then you're going into engineering again, aren't you?
Yeah,
Massive
that's right.
undertaking, yeah.
Building projects are often about compromise, and by not taking on any structural work, they're on budget and ahead of schedule. But I hope that later on they don't regret any of these decisions and wish they'd gone that extra mile.
And this is the gym.
This is the sweat box. It's where it's all going to happen.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What equipment are you going to have in this gymnasium of yours?
There's a bike with a turbo trainer.
Right,
And
okay.
they're going to hook that up to a TV screen.
And a cross trainer.
A cross trainer, one of the...
Yeah, you know, arms and
elliptic
legs. Yeah.
Instantly, I'm thinking, okay, you can see you've lost some height there
Yes.
by putting the insulation and the floorboards up.
Yeah, that's right.
You can put in plasterboard straight onto these boards,
That's
aren't you?
correct, yeah.
These
Yeah.
beams.
Yeah.
Those cross trainers,
A little bit of height on them.
they've got a lot of height on them. Are you sure you're going to have room for a cross trainer?
To tell you the truth, we've not measured it yet, so...
I think you'll struggle.
we might have to go
You've got
for
room
it.
for a cross trainer.
We might have
Maybe
to
have to
adapt
be a
our
rowing machine,
ideas.
yeah.
This is basically a void. If you have a cross trainer in a certain place, you might have to come into one of these voids and just, you know, have a little bit more head height. Have a cross trainer at a certain place. If there's going to be a gym, make it a gym.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the good news is the builders are racing ahead of schedule. Quite rare at this early stage. My only worry is, though, that I'm not entirely sure that Sarah and Simon have really thought through this gym and how it will look when the builders are finished. With the encroaching ceiling height coming down, I think they're going to run out of room for all that gym equipment that they did have planned. Time will tell. 1 month ago, work began to transform Sarah and Simon's old basement into the ultimate kids' playroom and gym.
so I can then pretend that I'm in the Tour de France.
Yes. It's all you ever will be doing, pretending.
Oh, thanks.
But constricted by low ceiling heights, they seem to have overlooked a fundamental issue. Are you sure you're going to have room for a cross trainer?
To tell you the truth, we've not measured it yet, so...
I think you'll struggle. If you're thinking about converting your loft or indeed digging out a basement like this one, why not log on to our website that has a whole host of information from start of project right through to finish. They're now well over halfway through their build, and the good news is a lot's changed. The walls have been plastered, the lights are in, and the carpentry work has begun. And their daughter Hannah can't wait to see what her new playroom might be like.
I'm gonna have a cinema.
A cinema in here.
And that's gonna be the way. These wires are going to be the speakers.
We can put it really loud,
Yeah.
and then we can dance around the room.
And I'm going to have about 5 friends around in one go.
With the kids excited about their home cinema room and their basement evolving day by day, the next stage is to install their new staircase.
So hopefully the measurements are right. We're a little bit worried, but I'm sure it'll be fine. You swing that end round, Jay.
The first hurdle is to get them through the door and into position.
Keep twisting her.
Twist it. Yeah.
Because they've been custom made, they should in theory just drop into place.
All right, just get her down.
But there's a problem.
As you can see, the staircase at this moment in time looks a little bit high. We've got this gap.
The stairs are now sitting above the level of the floor, so foreman Mark's got to try to do whatever he can to adapt them. The problem with stairs, though, is they can't just take off a little bit at a time. They've got to remove an entire step and hope they'll match at both the top end and the bottom. Otherwise, they'll have to start all over again. Fortunately, it looks like they might have just got away with it.
So that's it, we're good. It worked. Never a problem, only solutions.
Keen to keep a close eye on the build, Sarah catches up with Bobby to go over a few final details.
Right, Sarah, so that's the main wall where the mirror's going in the gymnasium, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. Ideally, we want a glass mirror all the way across, floor to ceiling, in one piece, if possible.
Can you just measure that wall for us, gentlemen, please? Floor to ceiling.
Don't know whether we'll be able to get it in either.
Brian, it's Bobby. Brian, we need a mirror approximately 6 foot by approximately 12 foot, sir. The problem with getting the mirror in one piece is the fact that we haven't got an opening big enough. Even with the stairs out, we're not going to have a big enough opening.
But Sarah's also concerned about an issue that's central to their entire conversion. She's always been nervous about their basement feeling claustrophobic, so she wants to find out just how much head height they'll have.
Right there.
6 foot.
Yeah, so
1,
with
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
But with the floor, I suppose 4.
Yeah,
So
6
6
foot.
foot 4.
So overall, Sarah, you're happy with the height?
It's over 6 foot, which it's nobody in our family bigger than 6 foot. I mean, obviously, if we've got somebody who's 6'7" coming in, we might have a bit of an issue. I'm a bit nervous because obviously I need there to be enough headroom. In an ideal world, we'd have another foot, but you know, it's a cellar at the end of the day.
With the build edging ever closer to completion, it won't be long before Sarah and Simon can start using their new space. But will it be everything they imagined when they first thought about converting their basement? When Sarah and Simon embarked on this project, they were looking forward to converting their basement into a gym and a games room. Now, a few months on, I'm here to see if their vision has indeed turned into reality. Sarah and Simon, how are you?
Lovely to see you.
Nice to see you. How you doing, mate?
All right, how are you?
All right, thank you. All done down there?
Finished.
Excellent. Well, let's take a picture, shall we?
Yeah,
Can't wait to see it.
So, Johnny, recognise the place?
Not at all. Well, I seem to remember having a bit of a joke about it. Yeah, it's going to be a playroom, lock the kids in here and we'll have the house to ourselves. Yeah. This looks very much like a home cinema.
No, the kids love it.
But there's the kids' stuff.
Oh, wow. You've got loads of storage, haven't you?
Yeah.
So what we got the fellas to do was to build this for us. And we've got some fold-away legs.
Just wanted something really simple. Then the kids can get the computer out, they can get their pens out, or we can play a game on it.
Whose idea was this?
Simon's.
Hey. OK, let's put it away quickly. Let's see how mobile it is.
It's not that mobile. So tucked away, all the DVDs, all the games for the week, etc.
There's a lot of attention to detail that's gone on here.
Yeah.
I mean, coming down those stairs, they look absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
The original staircase had to go because of the restricted headroom.
That was the bit that was concerning us most. Will we be able to get down without doing that?
Yes.
Which is what we'd had to do before, and we can.
I don't really suffer from restricted headroom.
No, we don't, really.
And looking around,
Oh, it's brilliant.
it does feel a lot bigger than I thought it would do.
Do you remember walking through that hole
Yes.
that we had there?
Yeah.
And that is a really nice window. That is a lovely window seat as well.
We can get quite a few children on there, watching a movie.
Now, there's one room that you were hoping to spend a lot of time in, and that was the gymnasium.
Come and have a look.
Yeah, please.
You probably don't recognise this either, Johnny. This is the gym.
Wowzers. This feels like a proper gym. You've got your TV screen there. You got your mirrors. This looks great. This was the one room I thought, will they have enough head height? You were thinking of getting maybe a cross trainer or a running machine.
We did a lot of measurements.
The only ones we could get would be the very basic cross trainer, and you'd only have a couple of inches spare. And we just thought, no. We'd rather use the space to have the row. And Simon wanted the bike. That was always part what we wanted.
Look, you must be chuffed to bits with him.
Yeah.
Flippin' hell, you feel like want to sit down and a cup of tea, which we perhaps could have now and have a chat about everything.
Lovely.
When Sarah and Simon embarked on this project, their basement wasn't exactly a place you'd want to spend any time in. But in just 8 weeks, who'd have expected such a dramatic change? They now have an incredible space that works both as a playroom and a home cinema. Across the hallway, Simon's been able to indulge in his passion for cycling and kit out his gym. And Sarah's made sure she's not left out and has her own utility room. Their old staircase that was dark and cramped has also been transformed, connecting their new lower ground floor to the rest of the house, making it an integral part of their family home. Now, I do know you finished on time.
We did, yes.
Yeah, true to his word.
Have you finished on budget?
Well, we set out with the budget of 50,000, and It's cost us slightly more than that. It's cost us 55,000 in total. But we've got some great kit down there, as you've seen, you know, which was not cheap.
No. So now all the building work is finished. Would you change anything?
I can't think of anything that we would change.
No, I think it's got everything that we wanted. Brilliant.
It's clear that it's not only Mum and Dad who are delighted with their new basement. It's gone down a storm with their 2 kids, Thomas and Hannah. They've not only got a great games room for themselves, but they've already started invading Simon's gym. And my guess is it won't be long before they'll be fighting over who gets to use his coveted bike trainer. When I first met Sarah and Simon, their project to me seemed like a triumph of common sense, as they'd worked out it would actually cost them the same to convert their basement as it would to move house. But now, after just a couple of short months of disruption, they've managed to achieve a rare thing, and that's finish on schedule. But more than that, they've also managed to create a whole new world, one beneath their house, that the entire family can truly enjoy.